Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Friday, October 8th, 2021. I'm Jeremy Spooky Crosby. And yeah, that's right. I put on the glasses. I've got the decorations because we have our holiday-themed interview with the Fitchburg Public Library coming up. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. I totally practiced that, by the way, before I came on. I've been told I look good with glasses. Bamlet? Yay, nay? Glasses? He said sure. He's a glasses wearer, so he knows. All right, we got a great show for you. I don't have a lot of time off the top here. As mentioned, we'll check in with the Fitchburg Public Library, get the update for October. And of course, we've got some costumes to show you. Plus, we'll check in and finish our series on Fire Prevention Week, the history on why Fire Prevention Week even started. It had to do with two fires happening on the same day. Pretty crazy. We'll break that down with Adam Dorn coming up. Let's take a look at headlines. We got a road closure to update you on. And this is the Cyene Road closure, now south of Wild Heather Drive. This will be closed from October 19th through October 26th. The road is being closed to complete the hill cut south of Wild Heather Drive. Please use local routes while construction is taking place. The closure dates may change if there's rain and new notifications will be sent out. If you have any questions on this closure or any of the project, contact our friend Thomas Ballweg at the Fitchburg Public Works Department, 608-270-4266, and you can see the detour route and where this construction is going. This is a lawn project that started back in July and will continue through the end of, well, the fall here in Fitchburg. Moving over to weekend events, you've got the Oak Bank Great Pumpkin Giveaway happening this weekend. It starts from 9 a.m., runs to noon at the Oak Bank, located at 5951 McKee Road here in Fitchburg. Stop on out. If you donate some money to the Reading Madison Reading Project, their recipient this year of the fundraiser, you get a pumpkin. And there'll be a lot of other family activities, so stop on out this weekend. It was off last year due to COVID, but they're glad to have it back again this year. All right, talking about fire safety and fire prevention, we want to make sure that you stay safe as we work through this fall. And we want to talk about the fire committee or community safety events coming up. Yeah, so they're going to continue their fire safety talks in the next week. That's right. In the following week. We're excited for this. So instead of having an open house, they're having two public safety events out on location. First one you see here is Wednesday, October 13th at Traceway Drive, 5 to 7 p.m. And the next one is Wednesday, October 20th. And they'll be at Hugo Jamestown Park, 5 to 7 p.m. There'll be demonstrations about safety. And of course, you can see the trucks and talk to the personnel out there, both 5 to 7 p.m. each night. All right, what is your alarm telling you as we look back on what is the sound of the beeps, the theme of fire prevention? We want to make sure that you know the sounds of the beeps. We talked about it earlier this week, but you should do your homework and check out what the beeps versus a fire alarm or smoke detector versus a CO alarm. Have you tested it? Well, you better do so you know what those beeps sound like, and make sure you test that with the family. And there are some great resources as well. Fire prevention resources are available for you from the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin Charitable Foundation. They've got a whole newspaper out that you can check out this fall for fire prevention. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we continue our talk about fire prevention right here on Talking Fitchburg.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from Fitchburg Fire Station number 3, it looks like. Maybe 2.
Yes, 3.
Either I knew that and I just had to go with it. It's Adam Dorn, Fitchburg Fire Department. Dorn, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm well.
Fantastic. We're going to get into talking about the importance of Fire Prevention Week, but how it all kind of got started. And we talked a little bit about this in the beginning of the week, but as we wrap up this week, which by the way, thank you for sharing all the great information. Hopefully you had a chance to go back and watch some of that and pick up some great information. But the history behind this, sad, but kind of set the path forward, if you will, to fire prevention. So we've got two different fires to talk about today. First one we'll start with is the Chicago fire, and that kind of got the kickoff of Fire Prevention Week.
Yeah. So the Great Chicago Fire happened on October 8th, 1871. During that fire, it killed more than 250 people, left 100,000 people homeless, destroyed more than 17,000 structures, and burned more than 2,000 acres of land. So it's a pretty big deal. Some of the other interesting things about this is that, right, there's all these different aspects of, how did it start and this, that, and the other thing. So it's claimed to have started around 8:30 at night on October 8th in or around a small barn that was belonging to the O'Leary family that bordered the alley behind DeKoven Street. From there, you could say the rest is history. Supposedly, there was a strong storm and all sorts of stuff had taken place that day. But the most popular tale blames Mrs. O'Leary's cow, who allegedly knocked over this lantern that was in the barn, causing the barn to start on fire. And from there, it would just spread to one building to the next, which in fire service terms is called a conflagration.
And to date, there's been a lot of horrific fires, and by no means is one better than the other or anything to that effect. But comparing that to today, do we see fires like that in the U.S.? Maybe not to that level, but is it because of fire prevention we're doing better? Is it what's changed over the years? And loaded question, I know, but in all seriousness, it's technology, things, education, all gotten better.
Yeah, it's actually a really good question. It is a lot of different aspects put together, right? A lot of it is fire prevention because we learned a lot of things from this fire and other fires that have happened. It's from that prevention or that learning process, we said, okay, well, we need to make sure we engineer buildings so that they do this or they don't do this in the future. So it's safer. And it's not just from fire prevention. We looked at it from building standards, right? We need to be able to do this and not do these things. And just plain safety, the fire safety that we've been talking about, that all plays into this too. It was in a barn. We still don't have jurisdiction over barns, so to say, when it comes to agricultural needs. But if we're repurposing barns to be used for other stuff, we can come in and say, okay, this is what needs to be in place now because of that, because we don't want stuff to happen. As far as a conflagration, that's a hard word to say, by the way.
It is a very hard word to say.
So when you have large fires like that, right, and they just spread so fast to all these different buildings, we have been very fortunate through all the prevention and building safety measures that have been put in place. We rarely see this kind of a thing. I mean, we haven't really seen this since this happened. But now when you look back, and I think there were some places, maybe New York, Baltimore, some of your larger, older cities, they've had fires where you get into, the fire spreads to 6 or 7, maybe 8 buildings, all in one row. That could be considered something very similar to this. So yeah, it's not very often that it does happen, but it does happen, but not to this scale either.
And it's good that, unfortunately, this event happened and it is, but, coming out of it, the fire prevention week and fire prevention in itself has gotten better because of this. And does the department take that same mentality today for all the calls you guys go to and, take that knowledge and keep reapplying it, and of course passing on your knowledge too, because not everything's in a textbook either.
Yeah, I would say we do. I mean, we look back at this and go, okay, yeah, that was a really bad event, right? What can we do to prevent something like this from happening again? But also, we look back at the history of some of our tools, how we use our tools, why we use certain tools. One of our favorite tools is the Halogen Bar, but that was actually designed and made by, I believe he ended up being a Chief Halogen of the Fire Department of New York, right? So we take that history. It's a great tool that's done so much, but that's been 100 years now that tool's been in use by the fire service. And why do we use it this way? How do we use it? What don't we use it for, right? Being able to pass that along as part of a tradition, it's also just part of our general knowledge that we need to know. There's been some different changes to it that's been tried over the years, but it genuinely comes back to we all still like the true Halogen Bar. So yeah, we do take what we learn from the past and currently, and we apply that to ourselves and our future. And we like to teach the people, our new people, why we do the things that we do.
Yeah. And looking back at the history, there was a same night almost. Was it the same night, I believe?
It was.
That Wisconsin actually had a devastating forest fire. Tell us a little bit about that one, Dorn.
Yeah, so the fire that happened in Wisconsin happened up in Peshtigo on October 8th, 1871, same date. It actually receives very little, but it receives little notice outside of the Wisconsin, Michigan, like the Midwest area, because the Great Chicago Fire happened to be taking place at the same time. And it hogged the headlines because it was in this great metropolitan area at the time. Wisconsin at 1871 was not very well established. I mean, there weren't a lot of people up there. There were a lot of people there, but not as many as in Chicago. So it didn't impact as many people overall, but it killed 1,200 people. 1,200 people. And that fire, if you basically take Green Bay and you draw a line straight across over to Lake Michigan, all the way up to Sturgeon Bay, that whole portion of Wisconsin was on fire. And then if you take Green Bay, you take that same line on the bottom and you go out to basically like the Oconto River and you go straight up to basically just a little bit north of Peshtigo. That huge block up there, that was all on fire. I don't remember. It's 1.2 million acres.
It went all the way to Michigan.
From
the data that I'm looking up, like it's extensive. And just your comment, I guess, really quick, Dorn, when we're looking at wildfires, the changes in climate, everything else, have you guys been training on that, or have you been learning more about that? Because we're seeing it out west, we're sending resources out west, but I don't think it's just going to be a west thing down the road. I'd be concerned overall, but how do you address or look at that, the outdoor forest fire type of situations?
Yeah, it's really different in Wisconsin because we have some very heavily wooded areas, forests, right? But we also have some areas that are not very heavily wooded. One of the things when we build cities and towns or municipalities, right, trees tend to get cut down and we just kind of sprawl. Now, I think there's more of a consensus to try and leave as many trees as we can as we build. But realistically, we don't have a lot of what we call an urban interface, where we have natural vegetation areas very, very close to urban spaces. So what I can think of up here is like we have the Dunn's Marsh area, right? If something happens there, we're going to have some small issues to deal with between housing and the natural area. But when we look at that looks really bad. But in the grand scheme of things, that's really not a large scale thing that people deal with out west. So I think out west has a completely different outlook on it than what we do. They're
drier
dealing with a lot
conditions too, right?
much drier
Drier.
conditions, and I think that's one of the bigger aspects of this.
Yeah. Well, we had kind of a drier summer this year, and definitely we spent more time this year talking about being careful of outside burning and those sort of things. But, you know, we can see that in past history, there's a reason that we talk about these things. And as we wrap up your final thoughts on fire prevention, you know, it's because of tragedies and past events that really help us change those outcomes hopefully in the future. And we can do better. We'll always do better.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If we don't learn from our past, if we don't look at our past and say, okay, what went right, what went wrong, what could we do different? If we don't do that, we're not going to make things better. But it's also the fact that we need to look at that and say, yeah, it's okay that we didn't do something well, but that doesn't mean we get rid of it either. We have to accept that for what it was and use it as a learning point moving forward. So I think with that and all the other new technologies in fire prevention and safety and new ideas, and you know, if we embrace those things, I think we're going to be safer as we move forward.
All right, Adam, that's about as deep as it gets right there. We'll end it there. We're going to keep talking fire prevention all year long. We always do, each and every month. So, you know, definitely fun to have you talking about some of these things. And again, more information, Doran. If people want to learn more, just quickly on the resources you do have out there, you have it at the website, you got it at social media. How can people stay up to date on what's going on in the fire world?
Yeah, social media, you can check out our Facebook page. We try to keep that up to date. Try not to put too much out there because we don't want to bombard people with information every single day. But we try to put the important stuff out there. On our website, we have links to NFPA and the safety center. I call it the safety center there, where you have access to the kids material, the whole 9 yards. And we've got some tips out there. The World Wide Web is just full of information. Could always look stuff up out there too. So it's all over the place, but if you need to get a hold of us, you can always email us at fire@fitchburgwi.gov or go on our website and, you know, find us that way as well.
All right, Doran, thank you so much for your time as always. And we'll look forward to talking to you coming up next month.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jeremy.
You betcha. We're going to take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
We were about to send a search party for you. We were getting a little worried.
Yeah. I was like, oh crap, I can't believe what time it is. Yikes. Yeah, I was standing up. They had an email like, can you run to City Hall quick? And I'm like, oh crap, let me run to City Hall. And then I'm like, wait, I got the Fact TV. What do I do? Clown running to the parking lot. Yeah.
Go in the parking lot, put on the clown suit. Makes sense.
That's right.
All right.
Yes,
well,
indeed.
I know what Tegan wants to talk about, so it's just you now.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the teen take home for this month. And then I'm also going to just mention that we have the Halloween crafts to go and the different things that people can come pick up this year. Wish I could be saying that we're having a Halloween hunt, but
Yeah.
Crafts
It's okay.
go.
We're having it right now. Right here.
Let's do it.
All right. Maybe I should try to fold it. Tell Tegan this doesn't fit as well as it used to. So, and before I came on, one of the buttons popped open. So, it's I'm trying to keep nice and stiff together here. So this plays into the costume, I guess. Anyway. All right. Well, let's give this a shot.
All right.
In let me put this up here. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. It's the segment you've been waiting for all year long. It's our annual update, the Halloween edition update at the Fitchburg Public Library. And joining me from the Crayola box of 64 and a clown like no other, it's Tegan and Tim. Woohoo! Hey, first and foremost, both of you look awesome. That's definitely unique, and I think the mask really brings it together. Like I was expecting a really funny mask, Tim. I mean,
no.
A little disappointed in the mask, but the everything else. I was told, I'm being told here that it took you 4 hours to curl your hair and spray paint it that beautiful color.
Absolutely. To get these perfect lines going straight back like that, it took a little time. Yes, indeed.
You could have asked Crayola over there to help you.
She said she was scared of clowns.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Yes.
Well, normally we would be discussing the Halloween hunt. Not happening this year. We're putting it off again this year for everyone's safety, which is okay. We'll come back bigger and better when it's safe to do so. It's okay. But we are going to replace that with some great Halloween activities for both adults, kids, and teens. We got the whole gamut. So Tega, let's go to you first, Crayola 64, and tell us what you have coming up in the adult side of activities for the library this month.
Sure. So we have an adult craft evening on October 13th. From 6:30 to 7:30, and that is in person. We just require masks because we're following the mask mandate. But we're going to be making fun little pumpkin decorations.
Look at that!
Yeah.
I'm going to need a copy of that, for my office, or for my background here. I mean, I've got the whole month here. I got to decorate. So
yeah, I think that would look nice hanging next to that spider.
I like it. I like that a lot. Pretty easy craft there. It looks good.
Yeah, and we'll provide all the supplies to make those, and just come and hang out.
Come and hang out, awesome. Indeed. Can you dress up can you dress up and come to the library anyways?
Sure.
Anytime.
Feel free. Yeah.
I do it daily.
I thought we put a memo out about that, but hey, whatever works.
Staff will be in costume on the 27th. So
27th, right?
On that day. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, then we'll definitely have to come out and see. I was telling Tega before we got on, Tim, that we expect you to do a total costume change in the middle of this. We want to see 2 costumes from now on. So in the future, you're gonna need to make that happen. Okay.
I can definitely do that for sure next time. Not a problem.
Fantastic. Well, you got the whole month, Tim, so we can always come back to you and check in. All right, we're going to check in with Tim, and he is a red crayon this month now. All right,
that's
Tim.
Right.
Out at the children's part of the library, you'll have some crafts going on. And you always have fun crafts the month of October.
Yes, absolutely. Sure thing, we do. This month, so on the 30th, where we would normally be having the Halloween hunt itself, we're going to have take-home crafts where kids can pick up stuff to make their own. It's like a Play-Doh monster mask. So there'll be supplies in there to do that. And then we also have monster slime and stuff. And they'll be coming in these. I don't have one to show, but I have one of the packages that'll be available for people to pick up right here. Kristen told me I should not play with any slime or Play-Doh, so she just said, take one of these, please.
Understandable. We're going to need that back too, Tim. We need that for supply, so don't keep that, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. There was some slime out there, and I just keep playing with it. And so she said, just leave it alone. So. The other thing we have going on, another cool one is for teens, we have our teen takeaway bags. The theme this month is surprise horror. Yes, because it's lovely Halloween month, right? And they're going to be making these awesome terrariums.
That's a tough
like this. I don't know if I can zoom in.
Whoa, look
So
at that.
you get to make your own little cool. You got my high five guy here. Yes, like that. And then one of my old friends here, he's pretty old. Yes, he's down in there. You can see him. But they're going to just be cool things like this. This is my cool cup that I have, but they actually are going to be receiving a cup that has like a hand that comes off of it and stuff. So it'll be really great. Yes,
that's
indeed.
awesome. Yeah, that's all. Like I said, every October, you all step it up big time to have some fun and adventure at the library. So that's what makes the difference there. But for either one of you, the library is open, right? We're fully open and good to go at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh, that's
just got to be wearing one of these.
Yes.
Well, I love it. Tim, what will your family be dressing up as? This is a themed year for you guys, or what are the kiddos picking?
Yeah, it is not themed. I thought it was gonna be, but every time I come home from work, it's a new idea. But I know the oldest, he's gonna be pizza. The daughter's been switching between a cat, a bat, and gosh, I don't even remember what the third one was. She's got 3 different costumes that I come home and she's got a new one on. I'm like, what, is that what we're doing this time? Yes, indeed. And the youngest is going to be a turtle.
Awesome.
He keeps running around the house hiding in a turtle costume. I mean, I can completely see him for sure, but when he hides, he's 4. I'm like, where did he go? Yes.
Tegan, on your side, what's the family dressing up as this year?
We're still deciding. It's been anywhere from a vampire, dragon, Spider-Man. So who knows what we'll end up with.
Yep.
Well, I can tell you, family. In the Crosby household this year, it's all Disney all the time. So nice. We've got a Mickey and Minnie this year, and this guy, I don't know what I'm a Mickey guy. I mean, I love Mickey, but I've been told I should be a Goofy or something to that effect. I don't buy into it.
You could borrow my hot dog costume because I know the Mickey Mouse show has what they call the hot dog dance. Yes. So that kind of ties in, correct?
I don't know that I want to wear that after you wore it. That's all I'm saying.
It's great. People stop as you're driving down the road. They honk and scream out the window, "Go hot dog!" It's wonderful. Yes.
I just want a picture of you at a gas station in the hot dog suit, filling your car up with gas and just looking around, or playing with ketchup packets or something just something totally bizarre. Just to go with it. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you both so much. I love doing this each and every year, and I appreciate you both dressing up. And we'll stop in at the library and quickly on the hours. What do you guys have for hours this month?
Sure. So we're open, as we said, our normal hours. So Monday through Thursday, we're open 9 to 9. And then Friday and Saturday, we're open 10 to 6. And then Sundays, we're 1 to 5.
All right. Well, Crayola, and what are you? Tim the Clown? What's the real name here? Is it?
I go by many names. Yes. Right now, we'll just call me Flowers the Clown because I have all the different colors. Yes, I'll take it.
Well, take it. Good luck as always with that one. And Tim, thank you so much. You guys are the best. We'll check back in with you next month.
Sounds great.
All right. Happy Halloween. And I was going to put this up here. Happy Halloween to everybody. And thank you to the Fitchburg Public Library for joining us. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show. Boo. It's a cow that's dressed as a moose. I love these signs. All right. Thank you to Tim and Tegan from the Fitchburg Public Library and Adam Dorn for our Fire Prevention Safety Week tips. You can check all of those interviews up online right here. Have a great weekend.